Welcome to Studio IO today. Thanks for joining. I've got a 30-minute practice for you designed to get you up off your desk or wherever you're working, get your body moving and really focusing on those areas that may be quite tight and tender from a lot of sitting at the desk or this slouching forwards, particularly looking at devices, and we get a lot of this hunching in the back. So we're really focusing on opening up the upper body, getting into the hips, an all-round movement-based practice, but ultimately to really loosen up into the upper body. So hope you enjoy, guys. Thank you. So when you're ready, just coming to a standard position. We'll start standing up, so getting up off your seat, feet hip distance apart. And I just want you to wiggle your toes a little bit. If you can kick off your shoes, take off your socks, and create a little bit of space between your toes. So it's important to really have that space for your feet. So this really helps with your posture, sitting up or standing tall from the base. So with your feet hip distance apart, start to just rock your body weight forwards and backwards. So as you rock your weight forwards, you may notice the heels want to pop off the floor, but can you try and ground them down? And then as you rock your weight back, maybe the toes lift. So trying to plant down through the whole foot as you sway back and forth. So a little bit like a pendulum, you're swaying forwards and backwards. And the reason for this is so that you can start to really grip down through the feet. You may even feel a little upward lift of the kneecaps, the big quadricep muscles, bit of activation of the glutes, and then even a lift through the core. So all these muscles starting to activate to support you. And this is also important for when you're seated for long periods of time, that you can use all the muscle groups in your body to keep your spine nice and lifted. Good, so just a couple more, rock back and forth. Notice what's happening with your neck. Are you dropping the neck down? Can you lift a little bit through the front of the neck to keep the spine nice and long? Good. And then slowly begin to find a central point, somewhere that you can balance right in the middle there. Feet hip distance apart, and then coming to that standstill. Maybe you take your focus just forwards at the screen here, or maybe you're closing your eyes now. Feel free to do whatever feels comfortable for you. And I want you to now focus on your breathing. So taking a big breath in, let the breath really expand into your belly. So the belly expands out on the inhale, and then draws in and expels all the air out as you exhale. As you inhale, the belly expands. And as you exhale, everything draws in, becomes a little bit smaller. Again, a big breath in. And a small breath out. And just start to notice how your breathing is here. Continue for a few more breaths. It may feel tricky to breathe into the belly. Sometimes if we're quite heavily breathing into our upper chest, it feels challenging to breathe into the belly. So just notice that and don't force, just be kind to yourself that you don't force yourself to breathe areas that are more difficult at the moment. But it's starting to get you to mentally to think about where you're breathing. And if you can expand that breath a little bit more, can you breathe a little bit more into the backs of your body, the ribs, the sides of your body? Really, this kind of practice, just focusing on your breath, really changes and can help shift our mood. So it's really important for our energy levels as well. Good. So nice and slowly now, you may wish to open your eyes. You're going to warm up with a little neck exercise. So you're going to take your hands, you're going to take your thumbs and place them to the base of your skull. So just right underneath the skull, there's a little ridge there. And then right into the occiput where it may feel a little bit tender if the neck's quite tight. So we're just going to apply a little bit of pressure there by circling the thumbs, self-massage around the base of the neck. And this is something you could do seated as well at your desk throughout the day. So we're just going to press and circle there, a little tender, bit of massage there. And then press down through the feet. Let's start to make a bit more movement in the body now. We're going to inhale, press the breastbone up towards the sky whilst applying pressure to the thumbs. And then as you exhale, we'll round through the upper back and hug the chin into the chest, elbows draw together. And again, inhale to roll the breastbone up to the sky. And then exhale to lightly round, draw the chin to chest. Let's do that one more time. So inhale, open the elbows wide, and then exhale, hug the chin to chest. And then nice and slowly start to open the hands out nice and wide now, and then flicking out your fingertips. There's a little text or typing fingers, maybe get a little bit achy as well. So flick out the fingertips, circle out the wrists. Good, and roll out the shoulders a little bit, shake it all out. So we'll start with this simple warm-up that's, I like to call it a Tai Chi twist. So it's really nice and relaxed, keeping your knees nice and soft, and we'll just sway the arms from side to side. So arms are nice and floppy, just hanging from side to side. And maybe even find that your fists start to lightly tap the side of your waist. So a bit of stimulation for the kidneys. Keep the knees nice and soft. Good, nice and slow. Keeping the body nice and fluid and mobile. Big breath in. Slow breath out, so try not to hold your breath. Keep that fluidity of your breath so we can move in tune with our breath. Good, one more breath in. And out. Slow that down, come back to center. Perfect. So let's take the arms out nice and wide. And one useful thing to practice here is this external rotation of our shoulders. So again, if we're on our phones a lot and we're slouching forwards, we get all this internal rotation, and it just creates that tension through the upper back. So we want to start to think about externally rotating. So reach your hands out beside you. We're going to take a breath in and roll the shoulder blades back as if you're squeezing something between your shoulder blades, and let your palms open up towards the sky. And then on an exhalation, start to hug the chin into the chest, and then roll the shoulder blades forwards, let the palms rotate back up. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, shoulder blades hug back, palms lift, and then exhale to curl and round the chin to chest. Last one, our turns you can see from this side. Taking a breath in, rolling the shoulder blades back. So my arms aren't dead straight here. There's a little bit of softness in the elbows, and then exhale to curl. Good, and then we'll take the hands all the way up to the sky. Take a full body stretch as you reach up to the sky. Good, and then as you exhale, take the hands all the way down, and then flick out the fingertips again. Shake out the shoulders, shake out the elbows. Good, and breathe. From here, we're gonna come down to our mats a little bit more, and let's just work on getting a little bit of mobility into the spine. So when you're ready, press through the feet. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky. And then as you exhale, you're gonna bend at the knees, hinge at your hips, and fold all the way down, chin to chest, reaching the hands to the sky behind you. Press through the feet as we inhale, come all the way back up again, reach the heart high. And then exhale, bend, fold from the hips, reach the fingertips behind you. Take it slow, so no need to rush with it. Take an inhale to lift up nice and tall. And then exhale, bend, hinge at the hips, reach the fingertips behind. And then last time we inhale, come all the way up. And then we exhale, fold forwards. So if you can, you're going to let the fingertips touch the floor. You're going to bend the knees here to allow that to happen. And if this feels actually quite uncomfortable in your back at all, then what you could do, so start to come up safely, you could, if you have a wall space nearby, or if you have the back of a chair or something, you could simply hold on, press onto the back of the wall, and still get this hinging at the hips here and pressing into the wall. And this may feel more comfortable for your back if you prefer to do that option there. So that's an option. For those of you that are still folding forwards, hands to the floor, we can still stay here. And then let's start to just walk out the heels. So bending one knee at a time. And again, you can do this at the wall. So you can keep your hands at the wall. Just alternate by lifting one heel at a time. Really spread through the feet. Maybe you feel some clickiness in the ankle joints. Good, breathing here. And breathing out, and then we're going to press through the feet. We're going to roll our spine up really slowly, rounding through the spine, and bone by bone, we come up really slow. Good, wiggle it all out. Let's do that one more time. So we're going to inhale, sweep the hands to the sky, bend at the knees, hinge, fold, reach the fingertips behind. Inhale, reach up to the sky, nice and slow, long spine. And then exhale, fold, reach the fingertips behind. And then last one, breathe in all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, fold, let the fingertips touch the floor, or again, maybe coming to the wall if need be. So we're going to take the fingertips down, bending the knees, alternating, lifting one heel at a time. Just notice how that feels in the legs. Can you maybe straighten them out a little bit more as we ease into the stretch? Breathing in and breathing out. Well done. And then lightly roll up through the spine, bone by bone. Take your time. And then relax the shoulders back and down. Perfect. So let's come into the legs a little bit here. So if you're at the wall, come back into the middle of your room. And then you're going to take a big step forwards with your right leg. So if you find that it's a little wobbly, you need to get perhaps a wider base of support. Rather than stepping directly in front of each other's foot, you could take it slightly wider, so that will give you a better base of support. So we're going to inhale, press down through the feet, nice and long through that back leg, front knee bent in line with those toes, and then reach the hands to the sky. Breathe here. And just notice if, as you lift your hands, maybe you really arch and you flare up at the ribs. So try and hug in a little bit here. So we use this stability from that center line of our body to keep our spine supported as well. We're going to open the arms out wide like we did standing. Press through the feet, nice and strong through the legs. We're going to inhale, roll the breastbone up, shoulder blades hug back, palms to the sky. And then exhale, hug the chin to chest and round the palms back up. One more like that. Oop, yeah, need to find a good base of support, maybe a little wider for me. Take a breath in, lift the heart, the chest. And then exhale, lightly hug and curl in through the chest there. From here, we're then going to lift the chest. We're going to wrap the arms around one another and hold on to each shoulder. So as if you're giving yourself a nice big hug, wrap your arms around and then lift the elbows if you can. Maybe you feel that into the upper back. So take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to let your chin hug down to your chest and round through the upper back. And then lightly release the hands. Take the arms out wide so they come into this cactus shape, arms 90-degree angle. Again, feel as if you're almost hugging and squeezing something between your shoulder blades. Take a deep breath in. Well done. And then exhale, hands to the hips. Push through that front foot and then step back into the back of the mat. Good. Wiggle out the hips. And let's come to the other side. So we're going to step left foot forwards. Again, maybe quite wide if you need that base of support. And then taking the hands to the sky, breathing in and breathing out, checking in that you're not flaring up, keeping the spine into this natural curve, not over exaggerating or anything. Back heel lengthened away and front knee forwards. Let's take the hands nice and wide, the arms wide, and as before, start to externally rotate those shoulder blades, lift the heart, the chest as you breathe in, and then exhale, hug the chin to chest, roll the palms back up. One more time, breathe in, nice and slow, the chest lifts, and then breathe out, chin to chest. As you inhale to come up, keep the legs nice and strong and steady, and then hug your palms onto each shoulder. Now see if you can do the opposite side that you did before. So often it's that most uncomfortable side that doesn't feel very natural to do. So try and see if you can do the other side, if you can remember. We'll take a breath in, lift the elbows to the sky, and then a breath out, hug the chin into the chest. And then open those arms wide. Again, find those cactus shape arms, elbows bent, full breath in. Well done. And then soften through the legs, hands to the hips, step back and wiggle out your hips there, nice and slow. Good. We're going to take a breath in, reach the hands to the sky, and then slowly bend at the knees, hinge at the hips, and you'll walk your hands forwards, nice and slow. So actually walking our hands forwards to come into what's known as downward facing dog. Some of you may have already heard of what downward dog is. Some people love it, some people hate it. It really is dependent on how you feel each day as well. So I want you to try and come into this with a bit of softness into the knees, Just notice where you're pounding your weight down. So if it feels quite heavy in the shoulders, can you press a bit of weight back into the thigh bones, the heels, but keeping those knees soft so that you can encourage the hips up to the sky. Let's just take 2 breaths here. So a breath in and a breath out. Again, a breath in and a breath out. Nice and slowly ease the knees down to the ground. You're going to take the toes together, the knees wide, and then press your seat back into a child's pose. Now, if you find that placing the head down is quite uncomfortable for you, you could just place the hands up on one on top of another, the fists rather, and then rest the forehead there, and ease the weight off the hips and the knees if need be. So if you're down here with the forehead down, let's together take a deep breath in, let the belly expand on the thighs, and then a slow breath out. Maybe you feel a bit of space forming into the back body with your breath, and again a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Take your time to press into the hands, and we're going to inhale, come forwards to an all fours position. And then walk the hands forwards one distance. Start to let the hips tilt forwards ever so slightly and bend the elbows to lower onto your tummy with control. So just wiggle the hips a little bit here, and then place the feet out nice and wide on your mat. Your toenails touching the mat so that you can almost press down through the tops of the feet. The knees active, the kneecaps slightly lift. And then we'll press the hands forwards, nice and wide through the arms so that we come into this Sphinx pose. And just check in that you're not sinking there into the shoulders. So you're going to firmly press into the forearms and then almost hug those shoulder blades back again as if you're squeezing something between the shoulder blades. And notice how it feels in the back. So we want to avoid any pinching in the lower back. So try and be active through the legs. Maybe squeeze a little bit at the buttocks. Upper back is strong. And then let's take a breath in. Lift the head, lift the chest, stretching through the front of the throat. And then exhale, hug the chin back down. Maybe you feel the belly button hover off the mat. And again, nice and slow, breathe in. Lift the head, the chest. And then breathe out nice and slow. One more time, take a breath in. And then take a breath out. And then from here, draw the heart forwards. And then easing nice and slowly into some circles into the head. So take it really gentle. It may be that these are really tiny movements for you. They may be bigger for others. And if you're in a room doing this with other people, try not to compare and see what others are doing. It really isn't important. It's just about what you're doing in your practice. So let's do a couple more, nice and slow. Maybe close the eyes, take a deep breath in and out. Good. We're going to let the forehead rest to the floor. And then we're going to take our feet still down on the mat. We're going to take our arms out wide on the mat here, spreading the fingertips. So working towards really getting a nice stretch into the chest, twisting into the upper back. So you're going to keep your right hand where it is, hug the left hand underneath the left shoulder, and then start to hug the left heel towards the left buttocks. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, you can push into the left hand. You can start to let that left heel and leg hook behind you to the opposite side. Keep extending through that right arm, so the right arm is flat to the floor. And if that feels too much, just don't go so far. But working towards really getting that stretch into the front of the pecs, the pectoris major, the chest muscles. Press down through that left hand for a bit of stability. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Again, a deep breath in and a slow breath out to ease your way back down to the ground, nice and slow. Reach both hands back down. And let's swap sides as we start to now bend the right palm, right elbow beside us, hug right heel to buttocks, and then gently direct that right foot on the opposite side. So now we've got the right foot hooked over and right palm in front of us, keeping that left leg extended away. Take a deep breath in. That left arm extended away, sorry. Another breath here. And out. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Good. And then ease your way off nice and slow. Bring your hands back beneath your shoulders. We'll tuck the toes. We'll hug the elbows in beside our waist. So we create that space in the front body. Press up to an all fours position. Toes come to touch, knees apart, and then resting back into that child's pose we did before. Maybe again you're back on the fists. If that's not so good, on your knees and your ankles. And otherwise, if you can, extend the hips back, rest into child's pose. Let your forehead lightly rock from side so you get that gentle massage and pressure across the brow. Taking a deep breath in and out. Taking a deep breath in and out. Really nice. We're going to slowly walk the hands towards our knees. Ease the spine up bone by bone as you create lots of space into your back. And then settle the shoulders down. Well done. And this may feel okay on your ankle joints, or you may find that that's quite uncomfortable. If it is, feel free to come just sit down on your side. If you're okay there, seated on your ankles, just take a moment to take a deep breath in, fill up the chest, fill up the front of your body, and then exhale, release that breath nice and slow, soothing out breath. Wonderful. So nice and slowly, you're going to take your hands to the ground, you're going to slowly swivel your bottom round to come to sit down on the ground there. So start to now, you can hold on to the backs of your knees to help walk yourself all the way down. Spine comes down to the mat. Maybe use your mat for a bit of support as you come to lower down to the mat. And we're going to take the knees into the chest, hug the knees in, and give your back a bit of a massage as you rock from side to side. Maybe take the knees a little bit wider so that you can massage a little bit to the base of the spine, the bit sacrum. Good, and just keep breathing. Nice and slow, breathing in, breathing out. Good, and then take the feet to the floor. Feet can be as wide as your hips or maybe wider. And then reach your hands up, back and behind, taking a deep breath in. And then nice and slowly, as you exhale, take the knees to the right side. Now don't worry how far the knees go. They might be up here, they might be to the floor. It's fine, just trying not to worry about how far you go. And just feeding the sensation, easing off if anything feels too much. Take a breath in and really start to breathe into the left lungs. You're breathing into the opposite side of your body here. Exhale. Again, breathing into that left lung. And exhale. Wonderful. We'll start to ease the knees back to the center. And then just pause for a moment there. Take a moment to really feel the ground beneath you. Notice how the spine feels. Take a breath in. And then ease the knees over to the left side. Again, doesn't matter how far they go. If you prefer to hold the knees, then feel free to do that. But otherwise, if you can, keep the arms extended with lots of space into the torso. Take a breath in. And out. Breathing into the right lung now on that right side. And breathing out. Nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then we'll carefully ease the knees back to the center. Again, take that pause as you breathe in. And out. Maybe you wish to take the knees back to your chest. Hug your knees in, a little rock. Tender rock, give your back a little bit of a massage. And then we're going to take the soles of the feet back to the floor. You can choose to now keep the feet here if this works for your back best, or you can gradually start to ease the heels away as we come to now lie down on the ground. And like I said, if it's not so good lying flat like this, you could bend your knees. And we'll take the palms open to the sky so we get that, again, that external rotation of the shoulders, allowing space into the chest. Feel free to close the eyes if you want to, if you can. Just now taking this moment to come to a resting pose, a short few moments as you've done a moving, a lot of active part of this practice, and now it's important to come to rest and recover, especially again if you're back at your screens for the rest of the day, allowing you some recovery time so that maybe you can come back to work feeling a little bit more rejuvenated, a little bit more focused for the rest of the day. So if you can, allow yourself to let go of any distractions around you and just start to focus on that, again, that inhale, that big belly breath in, that slow breath out, big belly breath in, that slow breath out. And just soften through the lips, the brow and the jaw. Continue to breathe in this natural way, just really focusing on your breath. This is a really useful tool that we have, that we can tap into any time of the day to really bring us to the present moment. Focusing on your breath, taking a moment to just sit back and observe if need be, and just feel the breath. A couple more moments. You can repeat with me in your own mind these affirmations to take with you now throughout the rest of your day. Take a breath in. Today I am healthy. Take a breath out. Today I am strong. Take a breath in. Today I am healthy. Take a breath out. Today I am strong. Take a breath in. Today I will fill my day up with vitality, health, and positivity. Exhale, taking that all in, taking it with you throughout the rest of your day and your week. Just starting to now feel breath again, the sound of the breath, maybe even noticing sounds that surround you in your space, outside. Noticing the weight of your body on the ground. And can you start to just notice the fabric beneath you, maybe a carpet, maybe a mat, maybe you can start to stroke the ground beneath you, aware of that touch, waking our senses now. Any smells, any taste, any colours, and we'll together slowly move the fingers, the toes, take a breath in, reach the hands up over your head, full body stretch as if it was that first stretch of the day, and then exhale, release, let the knees hug to your chest, squeeze the knees in, and then lightly roll to one side, nice and carefully come to your side, press your way up. Maybe you're seated and cross-legged, maybe just sitting on your heels, or maybe coming to standing, whatever feels better. But well done. Thank you for joining me today. You're done. And just, when you get back to your desk, think about sitting up tall, focusing, and have a great day. Thank you, everybody. Namaste.